Okay. So we're going to get started. This is my very first, hey Kelly, this is my very first live Periscope TV thing. And we're just kicking off our 14-day positive mom challenge. And to kick off this 14-day challenge, this is the first of the year, but Meltdown Mama will also host, we'll host different challenges throughout the year, but we'll also support those that have existing challenges that support the empowerment of women and mothers. So it's all about supporting each other, but we're growing different aspects of women as women and as mothers as well. So for those who don't know me, I am Dominique Townsend, better known as the Meltdown Mama. And Meltdown Mama was inspired by having, guess what? A meltdown. And it was because I recently gave birth to my third child, Brinley, who is now, how old is she? She's 2.5 now. And when I had her, I tried to host a big birthday party for my oldest child, who was 3, turning 4. And I also had a 1-year-old at the time. Yeah, it was crazy. So I still tried to keep everything together and pretend like nothing was going on, like I was not experiencing any being overwhelmed or anything like that. I just tried to keep it moving, and instead I ended up having a public meltdown. I've never broken down in front of my husband ever, so to actually have the first public meltdown and seeing him, he still asked me, hey, what do I need to do with this, or what do I need to do with that? And that made me realize, oh my gosh, I can't even have a meltdown. People still ask me questions on what I need to do or how can they get help as well. And that made me write a book, and it was called Sweetheart, After You Have Your Meltdown, Can You Make Dinner? The book started out as a joke. It was just me wanting to vent and get off my chest of what I thought and what other mothers have to be going through in their journey of motherhood. We often go through things that we do not talk about. We just go through it, keep it moving. We don't feel like other people are going through it. We don't think that we're capable. Like we feel like we're not capable if we express that we feel overwhelmed by some things that seem common. But if we tell other people, we'll think that, oh, if I tell so-and-so that I'm experiencing being overwhelmed, then they're going to think that I'm just weak as a mom, or I'm not the super mom. And for me, I wanted to break that cycle and say that it's not about being a super mom. It's about being who you are and who you feel you should be as a mother. And that is what makes you super. That grew into the movement called Meltdown Mama, which is what you see today. And it's really grown. Really getting me to be more comfortable in talking about topics that are not so cute, topics that we really go through, someone needs to talk about. And for me, I wanted to join that journey of women who focus on doing that. So today's challenge, we're going to focus on highlighting what we're going to go through during the challenge. It's a free challenge and everyone can join. Particularly, this is catered for moms, but I think that just women in general will benefit from this. It's 14 days, and we're going to go over 4 different pillars, and that is confidence, success, health, and wealth. It's a broad spectrum to talk about in 14 days, but the reason it is set up this way is to set our foundation, get us comfortable enough to look into these 4 areas that I think that we all need to focus on throughout the year. Let's talk about it now. Highlight our top goals that we want to reach in these 4 different areas and work towards that throughout the year. So we're just going to quickly go through some quick tips to get our mindsets right and get ready for the challenge. But before I do that, I want to tell you about the background of the Positive Mom Challenge. So the Positive Mom Challenge, the focus of this is to be a positive mom. And that means not measuring who we think we are based off of other people's opinions. We often do that. It gets overwhelming with you things that you need to do. You talk to people and they're like, hey girl, I think you should do this, or I think you should do that. And that's something that you're not doing. So you say it works for her, but when I try, it doesn't work for me. And that's something we got to get out of. We got to focus on what we feel comfortable in going towards ourselves as far as goals and our own aspirations. We can't get lost in the hype. So this is Positive Mom Challenge. It's all about us not getting lost in the world. So let's go to tip number 1. To begin this challenge, Know that motherhood is fun when you are not alone. Surround yourselves around moms who focus on living the dream, not living the hype. There's so many photo opportunity people out there that only post pictures that are of the highlights of life. But what we have to understand is behind that photo is a story that sometimes doesn't match that photo. There's been plenty of times where I did not post a picture for 2 days because those 2 days seemed crazy for me. Everything did not seem right. It was ugly. My hair wasn't right. My child's hair wasn't right. It was all about the crazy things that, you don't want to take a picture of and highlight. But when you have those good days and you post a picture of everything, everyone thinks that things are just perky, but it's not like that every day for moms. And what we have to understand is because you see a photo or a photo opportunity that looks good, it doesn't mean that they don't have those days where they're not so good, or those days where they feel like the world is caving in. So, but surrounding yourself around moms that are more positive about living the dream and not living the hype really helps you, and it really get to be around those women where they talk about those things that they go through as well, but they give candid insight on what they go through, and it makes it not so overwhelming when you feel that yourself as a mom. And you have to have a mind shift. Having a mind shift change takes effort. It's easier to be negative than positive. So being around those moms also helps you to understand that you have what it takes. It helps you to build confidence to be around people that are also working and striving towards being more fulfilled as mothers, more fulfilled as women. So surround yourself around that. Number 2, stop comparing yourselves to other moms. We do this so much. I do this all the time. And to get ready for this Positive Mom Challenge, I know that I have to stop comparing myself to everyone all the time. And that's something that I've come far from years ago. But I know that I'm still in a working journey. This new hashtag snapback season. That, for instance, I often compare myself to moms that had children. They had a child 2 hours later, 2 hours before, and 2 hours later they have a 6-pack. And I'm still trying to find my rubber band to snap, let alone be in snapback season. So, I mean, those are the things you have to realize. You cannot get overwhelmed by people, by other people's pictures. Just be happy for them. So stop comparing yourself to other moms, and know that what you have to offer the world is unique, and know that you are unique. You are not the other person. So you have to understand that, hey, it's not about, me being like her. It's not about me being like JoJo. It's about me being Dominique, and be comfortable with who I am, and knowing that the energy that you take away from yourself to focus on other people is not worth it. You're worth everything. You're worth everything that your heart desires. But we have to stop comparing ourselves to other moms, to other women out there, because everyone has the same story. Everyone goes through the same thing. We just handle it differently. So when you see that another person, it seems like they're on top of the world, they still have a story behind them, but you have to be happy for them, and genuinely happy for them as well. So also looking at the positive impact that you have, it outweighs the worry of the world. So we often worry about things that we don't have control of. We got to make sure that we don't do that. If you look at someone else going through things, or someone else that's successful in something, make sure you identify how you can work towards that, or make sure you see what steps have you taken, or what has worked for you, and see if you can adapt some things from that. Oftentimes we will compare ourselves to other people, and we look at them and we get overwhelmed. We start doubting ourselves. We don't reach for our fears. We don't reach for our dreams. The fears and doubts kick in because we're comparing ourselves to other people, but then we forget that this person also had a journey where they felt they started from day one. So talk with them. Those women are willing to tell you how they got to where they got. They're willing to support you in your efforts, but you have to take off that compare shield in order to really see how to get support from other people, or how to learn how they get to where you want to be in life, instead of you comparing yourself. And also making that decision to be comfortable in what you do, and who you have to and what you have to offer. So the third tip to get our minds right for the Positive Mom Challenge is don't limit yourselves because of the what ifs. When people tell you that that what you are doing as a mom is too much, like if you have dreams and goals as a mom, oftentimes we always get told, what about the kids? Can you take care of the kids? And I think that that's something that we cannot doubt ourselves because of someone else's thoughts. They're only saying things to you that they feel about themselves, that insecurity that they have of themselves. So they will question your dreams and question your goals because they're scared to do it for themselves. So don't let that stop you. Just don't limit yourself because of that or another opinion. Stick to your goals and your dreams. Do what you feel comfortable with, and know that it's not another person's responsibility to help you feel comfortable with who you are. That is, it's up to you to make sure that you feel comfortable with who you are. No one is responsible for your happiness but you. And so it's up to us as moms to support each other as we work towards our dreams and goals. But it's up to us to be more fulfilled in life by making that choice and not limiting ourselves. And to wrap up the tips, I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not in a race, and that you have to stop lying to yourself. You are worth every dream and every goal and every aspiration in life that you want to meet. And to summarize our key tips, 1, motherhood is fun when you are not alone. 2, stop comparing yourselves to other moms. And 3, don't limit yourself because of the what ifs. And so before I leave tonight, I want to tell you that behind the smile of a mother lies a story of pain, a story of joy, a story of happiness, and a story of worry. But it's up to us to be non-judgmental and of each other, and especially of ourselves. And no one person is better than you. What you have to offer the world is very unique. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, and to learn more about this challenge, follow me on Facebook as well on Meltdown Mama, MOMMA, and my my handle for Instagram and Twitter is @Meltdown Mama, and that's Meltdown MOMMA, and you can contact me on my website meltdownmama.com. So have a great night, and remember that being you is the best thing ever. See ya.